can get this. Lovely. So you're welcome everyone. Today we are going to be tackling one of the biggest challenges, or one of the biggest hurdles that every trader faces, and that is fear. It applies particularly, we're looking at focusing on trading now. So fear is that silent obstacle that sabotages your trades and keeps you from reaching your full potential. Now, but here's the good news. Fear isn't unbeatable. By the end of this session, you will have the right tools, not just to manage your fear, but to transform it into confidence, thereby allowing you to trade with clarity and with purpose. Now, what are the key points here? The key points is that we need to remember that fear is that number one reason where traders struggle to achieve consistent profitability, and that this webinar will help us shift our perspective. It's all about the perspective. How do you see it, right? And empowers us to face the fear head on. All right, good. So let's look at what is the role of fear in trading. Let's explore how fear shows up in trading. So let's just look at how does fear shows up. It shows up when you hesitate to take a trade. You see your trade set up, but you hesitate. You are indecisive. There are indecision. There's emotional reactions. For instance, if there was news and then price is just shooting up, are you going to enter at the top? And then all of a sudden, the price decides to come back down the other way, right? You are just indecision. There's indecision, there's hesitation, all those things. It prevents traders from entering high potential trades and keeps them in losing trades for in losing positions for too long. You no longer follow your trade setup. You just say, oh, if only I can just enter this one, and if only this particular trade just goes to my TP, I'll be okay. Fear holds traders back from scaling up when the opportunity arises. When you see momentum in your going in your direction, that fear keeps coming back, that what if this thing doesn't go the way it's supposed to go, right? So for example, you say, have you ever found yourself paralyzed as the market moves? You're second guessing yourself, right? You're second guessing yourself, second guessing your every decision, and that is fear. That is fear in action. When you're second guessing your very action, you see your setup quite all right, but you're second guessing. You're thinking, oh, will this one go? Will it not go? Right? That is what is blocking your success in your trading. Right? Okay. Let's look at some other aspects. It says many faces of fear in trading. So let's look at how this manifests in different ways. One, fear of losing. So you hesitate or you cut your profit short to avoid pain. So for instance, you see a trade. Let me just bring a chart here. So let's just assume you see this trade. Where is my toolbox now? I can't see my. Okay, just give me 1 sec. Let me put this here. Okay. Right. So you see a trade. Oh, where's the chart now? So you see a trade. You see a trade like this, and then you say, oh, maybe you entered somewhere here, right? The price is already coming down. It's coming down. And then you enter somewhere here, and then price came down a little bit, just 2-3 pips. And then you just cut it out. They'll just say, oh, because you don't know what is happening. You just enter arbitrarily and you just cut your profit. You just cut it there, short, there immediately, right? You're not focusing. You're not following a systematic process, right? So fear of losing. You are afraid of getting losing trades, right? And then it says fear of missing out. And then this happens typically when there are news, you see this happening. When you just see price is just shooting up. It's just shooting up. It's just shooting up. Was it on Friday? I had a gold trade. Let me see if I can bring that up. Oh, XAU USD. Okay, so a gold trade, and that was on the 15 minutes chart. Let me shift this one here. Okay, so on the 15 minutes chart, Friday, where were we? Just to show us what was happening. So NFP was last week Friday, right? So what happened? I was in a trade, right? I was actually in a sell, and so I saw price came all the way down, but my own target, I was thinking it will actually go all the way to somewhere down there, to the lows. Where is that low there now? Yes, I was thinking it to go all the way to this low down here. So I had my target down there, and I said, okay, I had entered somewhere there. So price came all the way down. I took some partial profits and just left the balance somewhere there, just to say, okay, in case price comes all the way back down, back up, then I would then it would take me out, right? But if we're actually looking at it that day when it was trading, when it came down, by the time it was going up, there was some momentum to it, a lot of momentum pushing up. And in fact, I think maybe the 5 minutes. Let me see, 5 minutes to show some of that. Okay, can you see that gap? Can you see the gap in there? There was a lot of momentum when it started going up, right? So what happens? Another trader may go in there and just say, oh, price is just beginning to go up. So what I'll do is I'll put my sell there, put a sell stop somewhere arbitrarily there, right? And they're just all over the place. Why? Because they don't want there's that fear of missing. I don't want to miss this trade. So you begin to chase trades. The other thing is, entering at the top for a buy. Whereas the ideal thing would be to wait for a pullback and then you enter. Right? The other bit is fear of failure. You abandon your strategy prematurely, thinking that, oh, this trade is not working. In fact, we'll talk more about fear of failure shortly when we do an example shortly. So let's even see. In fact, that's where we are now. So we're going to do a typical example to help us understand the impact of fear. So let's compare two traders. So assuming you're a very skilled trader, however, your table is very full, you're very busy, very productive, you don't have that time to sit down in front of the charts and all that. And you say to yourself, oh, this thing, let me employ somebody to do this trading for me. So you employ this person, you go to your office, you say, look, every day come and report to this office, this is your trading desk. You show the person how to trade. And then you say, for instance, you tell the person, let's go to our JPY, okay, and we'll go to the daily charts. So I want to show us something there now. Right. So you tell the person, look, I want you to trade what we call engulfing candles, right? This is an engulfing candle right here. And you explain to the person, this is what an engulfing candle looks like. You're going to be trading on the daily charts. And all I want you to do, once you see an engulfing candle that engulfs the previous candle or the previous two candles, I want you to place a trade in the direction of that engulfing candle. Just place a trade there. Put your stop. Your risk percentage should be, let's say 2%, because this is daily charts. Okay, you have a good account, so you say you are risking 2%. So you tell the person, put your entry there. Put your stop loss at the top if it's a sell. So you put your stop loss right there, and your target, your first TP will be the next swing point, right? You just tell the person that is all you have to do, right? And then you tell the person that, look, I'm employing you to do this work. This is all I want you to do. Just look for engulfing candles on the daily charts. Take these trades. This is the strategy. This is the rules. Keep to it. By the end of the month, once, it doesn't matter whether you at the end of the month you are profitable or not. The important thing I want to see is that you follow the process. right? And because I know I've tested it, and I know that the engulfing candles work. So I know over a series of trades, it will work out. Let's say over the period of a year, over a period of whatever period, you give it an extended period, over a series of trades, you're going to be profitable. So you tell the person, look, I'm employing you to do this. That is all I'm asking you to do. Now, what do you think will be the fear of this person? Probably the person's fear will be that, oh, I want to ensure that I'm at my desk at the right time when this setup occurs. That will be the fear. That's one fear. The other fear is that he wants to ensure that he ensures that he's at his desk, and then two, he'll be concerned that perhaps he misses the trade. Right. So those are the two things he will probably look at. But once he sees the trades, he knows that, look, I'm going to be paid a handsome commission if I follow this process. Right. So that is all this trader is doing. And then once he sees his setup, he waits for it. He sees the engulfing candle. He places the trades just as he's been informed, as he's been instructed to do. And then he's okay. By the end of the month, he presents his analysis or his data and says, my boss, this is what I've done. I've done it exactly as you told me. And perhaps it was at break even or just a little bit profitable. The boss will say, yes, you've done very well. You follow the strategy. Now, consider if you yourself now, despite you being busy and all that, so you are trader 2. So that is employed person now, trader 1. So trader 2 is the other person. You are the trader 2. You have the skills. You have all that. Now, however, you have financial obligations. Say you have school fees to pay, you have house rents to pay, or you are working in a dead-end job, and you just need some other source of income, and you really, really want to leave that job, or you really, really want to pay your rent once it's due and all that. So you have those financial reasons why you want to trade this engulfing candle. The same system, right? So that system comes along, and then you see the setup comes up. You see your setup of engulfing candle. Now, what happens? So you place the trade. You just like the first person. You place the trade at the entry and all that. What happens next? Now, price suddenly, maybe there's an unexpected news comes up, and then that price, instead of shooting up, let's say it's a buy, for instance, instead of it going up, you have your stop loss at the lows there. Now, because of the unexpected news, price decides to then come down. It's coming down. You are looking at it. You're very vigilant. You're looking at it. This trade, I'm expecting it to go, and it's not going. So you just say, okay, let me just close it there for a small loss. I don't want it to get to my stop loss. And then price comes all the way to just within 1 pip of your stop loss, and then decides to shoot all the way up. And in fact, it doesn't even wait. It goes all the way up. Right? Now, what is happening here? What is the mindset of these two traders? That is what we want to look at now. Right? Okay, let's sit down. Summary. Trader 1, he trades with discipline. He focuses on the process. On the process of trading. He looks at his rules. It doesn't matter to him whether the trade is profitable at the end of the day or not. He focuses on the process. He executes effortlessly. He executes without hesitation. He executes without any doubts. He executes consistently, and he achieves steady results. Now, what happened to trader 2? There was a lot of emotion. He's not just trading just that setup, the engulfing bar. He's not just trading that, but he's also behind his mind. He's also thinking, oh, I have house rent to pay. Oh, I have school fees to pay. Oh, I have this other financial obligation. Oh, I want to leave this other job. I must get this financial income or financial freedom, whatever it is. He places all those things, all those emotions on that trade. So when the trade begins to go in the negative, when he begins to have a drawdown, what does he do? He then says to himself, oh, this trade is not working out. Let me cut it short. And then, in fact, let me even make it sweeter. Now, he cuts that trade short and then says to himself, he begins to say to himself, once he sees the trade go to his take profit eventually, he then says to himself, oh, what happens when this kind of setup happens again? I will ensure that I keep to the strategy, I do that. So the next trade comes up, he takes that trade, he's into the trade goes in his favor, and then unfortunately, the trade just goes maybe 10 pips in his favor and then decides to go and stops him out, right? So first trade, he was stopped. He closed it himself. Second trade, he followed his process, but he was stopped out. Now, the third trade happens. What do you think he's going to do? Is he going to have enough patience to wait for that trade when the trade is going in drawdown? He would not, because he has all these other reasons why he wants that trade to work out. So he is not emotion free, as it were, right? So the secret here is that trader one employs what we call process thinking, while trader two is trapped in results thinking. He wants results. He wants that profit. All he wants is I just want profit, and particularly on that particular trade. And in fact, what some people do is that they will see one trade setup. That one trade setup, they will then load it heavily. They over leverage, right? They over leverage because they think, oh, in fact, that my trading guru has told me that this is the trade. This is the trade that will go. This is the trade that will go my way, right? Okay, let's go on now. Why does trading trigger fear? Why? Now, trading isn't just about clicking. So we get to that stage that trading it's just the clicking of a buy or sell. It is tied to deeper emotional stakes like financial stability and personal aspirations. Like this trader too, he had financial obligations that he wanted to really meet, and he was expecting trading to give him that. Yes, trade can give him forex can give him that, or trading can give him that, but he needed to be focused on the process. Now, fear intensifies when trades become a means to fulfill urgent needs and lofty dreams. When you just say, "Oh, I must make it. I must just make this particular trade I've entered. It must just work out," but then it decides not to work out because you are not the owner of the trading world. You don't have that much capital to move the market. So imagine relying on one trade, just one trade, to pay your house rent or to clear your debt. The stakes feel very high. So when you begin to see your emotions, because the stakes are very high, because you have over leveraged probably, and you are just focused on this one. You just want this one trade to work out. That is where fear comes out. So that when you then begin to get any sort of drawdown, you then begin to think, oh, let me just close it, or it goes ahead and stops you out. Okay, so we want to look at the employee versus the dreamer kind mindset. So here is a powerful mind shift that we should employ. Trade like the employee, not the dreamer. The employee focuses on executing tasks with detachment, following the proven process only. He sees the system, he sees the setups, he takes it. He detaches himself from whether the trade, the result of the trade was positive or not. He just sees the setup and he takes it. That is all. But the dreamer, what does he do? He links this trade to personal aspirations, letting emotions then drive his action, right? An employee sticks to a checklist, trusting the process. The dreamer gets caught up in what each trade represents and feels overwhelmed. That is fear, right? Now, what is results thinking versus process thinking? Why does focusing on results derail traders? Results thinking ties emotions to outcomes, and then it causes a lot of anxiety, impulsive actions. You just say to yourself, oh, a trade happens, and then you just say, oh, on the next trade, it must go my way. It must go my way. That's what you think. Or the first trade you enter, it was a loss. Second trade you enter, it was a loss. Third trade you enter, it was a loss. can you still be focused on your trade process? On the fourth one, right? It says process thinking emphasizes disciplined execution, right? Leading to long-term consistency. So let me just show you. Okay, let me put this trade back up again, because it was a trade I did earlier today. SAU USD. Okay, so and that was on the 15 minutes chart. Okay, so we were here this morning. I got to my chart and I said to myself, what is price doing? Because I got to the chart, I think maybe somewhere here when this candle was, no, it was somewhere here, right? Okay, so I said to myself, what is price doing? I said, okay, I can see price came all the way. It was all the way to this level initially. Let me move this here. So if I just start from today, what happened today? I said, okay, it moved up, then came down, breaking a structure here, what I call a trend change or break of structure, right? So because it broke structure, so this then becomes my high. This becomes my low. And then I said, okay, I've seen that it's come all the way inside here. It's come back down, but I'm expecting it to come all the way to this level. Right. So when I saw the chart around here, I just said, okay, I'll place an entry here. I'll place another entry here, or put my stop loss up there. Right. All I just had to tell myself is that, well, if price then decides to come all the way to this top, then it will stop me out and I'm okay with it. Right. It doesn't matter whether it eventually goes through or not. I just placed it and left it. Okay, I came back some moments later, maybe an hour or so later, and I saw this engulfing candle here. And I thought, what is this trade doing now? This thing should go down. It's not going down. What is happening? Right? And I was beginning to think, oh, should I just close this trade? Because I was in some profit, just some little profits. Should I just close it or just leave it? What should I do? Right? I just thought to myself, no, look, you have to think like a professional trader. You have seen your setup, it's still within your setup, just leave it, let the trade play out. Right? And that was what I did. I let the trade play out. Now, when the trade came somewhere here, I took some partial profits. But when it came here, there's somebody I usually follow. I just take note of his trades. He usually gives trade signals and all that. So I just really like to see what he's doing, especially on gold. And he was taking a buy around here. And I said to myself, well, my own trade system is not giving me a buy right here. Right. So I said, okay, it's good that he's seen a buy. Maybe he's just going to scalp this small trade there. So I just left it. I just said, okay, I'm not going to follow what other people are saying. I'm going to follow my own trade system. And I left it and it came all the way. And so now I've taken a lot of partials and I just have maybe like maybe like 25% left now on that trade. Right. So I've taken a lot of it away. Right. So all I'm just saying here is that this thing, even when you already know how to trade, even when you already know your skill, it will still come to you every day. It's a battle that you have to win every day. Right. You have to keep talking to yourself and keep telling yourself, look, I'm going to follow my process. I've back tested it and I know it works, but I'm just going to stay with that process. If it stops me out on 10 trades, I don't, yes, it will be sad, but I'm not fixated on it, right? I know that eventually the trades will go my way, right? So let's quickly begin to wrap up now. So what is the antidote? Now, it says, be clear. The action thing we want you to do, the tools we are giving you now is just be clear. Get a clear trading rules. Leave no room for doubt. No room for doubt. Like we have here, you just say to yourself, is this a break of structure or is it not a break of structure when it got here? Is it a break of structure? Or you say to yourself, is price, what the price did do overnight? Is it trending or is it ranging? It's clear to you what you are thinking, or even when you're looking at this trade setup now, what is happening right now? Is this setup now? Is this trending downwards or is it moving sideways? What is price doing? It should be clear to you. what you are doing, what your trade setups will be, what your process will be. So you must have, there should be no doubt, should be clear to you. So view yourself as the executor, not the dreamer. Accept losses as part of the journey and stick to your plan. Aim for consistency, not for results. Just aim for consistency, that you see your break of structure and you enter. See break of structure, you enter. See engulfing candle, you enter. See trend line break, whatever the process is, or you see MACD, or you see RSI cross, whatever it is that you use, stay with that process, right? Then use that checklist as your guide for your trades, making decisions based on logic rather than emotions, right? What are the steps now? Clarity. You learn your strategy inside out with confidence. Build the muscle memory on a demo account, for instance. So just begin to take trades. Take 20 trades, for instance, and just say, in these 20 trades, you analyze it, these 20 trades, how did it work out? Right. And then, of course, you keep your risk management. That goes without saying. Risk management, very important. Then celebrate disciplined execution. So at the end of the day, each day, if you're a day trader, for instance, at the end of that day, just say, did I follow my trade process? So for me, for instance, today, I can say, yes, I followed my trade process, and yay, happy me. Right? If another day I did not follow my trade process, I'll say, oh, Jeremy, you didn't follow your trade process. You need to pay attention. Right? So we're not just looking for profitable. We don't want to just be posting trade. Like some people will be posting trades and be saying, oh, there are just profits everywhere. Right? You are not another person. You are you. And everybody has their own lane. Like they say, stay on your own lane. Don't compare yourself to any other person. Be on your own lane. So visualize yourself as that professional trader executing your system, not chasing profits. Okay. So let's just reinforce this now. So with an exercise. So imagine hiring someone to trade for you. Now write down a detailed rule book for them to follow. Right, as you are trading, just write down those. You are the one employing this person. You are the trader now. You are the skilled trader, but you are employing this person because you have a lot of things to do. Right. So during live trading, focus, follow these rules as if you were that employee. So we are turning it around. We are trying to play on your mind. So instead of you hiring the person, like that first person, he hired the person. He hired somebody to trade for him, and that person did well. Right. So this time we're saying, imagine that you are that person you are hiring, but you have written your trade plan already. Right. So this mindset builds detachment and boosts discipline, helping you to trade without fear. So our closing statement: fear is natural. It is okay to have fear. However, it says, but it doesn't have to define your trading. Right? By shifting from results thinking to process thinking, you can break free from fear, embrace discipline, and achieve consistent success. So remember, trading success is about following a process, not chasing perfection. In fact, one of my mentors says, it's not about getting the trade right. That's getting the trade in the right direction. No, it's not about getting it right, but it's about doing the right thing. You see your setup, you take it. Whether it's a profit or a loss, you just take it. Right? So there comes the end of our discussion today. Do we have any questions? Just unmute yourself if you have any questions.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Well
sir.
done.
Thank you very much for the lecture, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I have questions, but one of the first questions I will ask is, I hope this meeting was recorded so we can actually listen again and again.
Yes, it's recorded.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir, very much, sir. And secondly, before the training starts, I think you said you'll be teaching us on psychology of trading, which is very good. But my question is just about strategy, because one of the things I've discovered while I was trying to learn myself was that sometimes what we try to work is not consistent by the day.
Okay.
You might put a trade today, maybe in the morning, that system is working. But when you come back maybe in the evening to practice the same kind of system on that same trade or another one, you find that it's entirely different. And that's one of the things that stressed me, that made me quit trading for a long time.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Yes,
So
that's my question.
okay, so yes, good. It's recorded. Then about strategy, there are 1,001 strategies. Once you Google it, when you put trading strategy, it will give you so many strategies. What you can do is to just pick any person that you see that they are trading consistently, they are getting good results. You can pick their process, their system, and then see if you can study it and work with it. I can also offer our what's it called now? Let me start with this. Let me even just announce it here now. Billionaire Victor will be teaching us his own strategy and taking us through some things from Wednesday. So there is a strategy for you. You can look at that strategy and follow it. So he's going to be teaching us on Wednesday. We'll give out those information on the platform. Then the other thing is also, I have a coaching program that we're launching next week. Right, we have a number of people on it already, and they've just gotten the costs. Those costs they've started today just to look at it back end, but we'll start properly next week. So you can also join that course if you're interested. At the moment, it's just 20,000. We gave a heavy discount, just 20,000. You can join us, but from next week the price is going to change. So you have many options. So either you join me or you wait for Billionaire Victor to show us his own process, or even go to my YouTube channel where I'm going to put this now. Go to my YouTube channel. We have some links, some setups there as well that you can follow. So strategy is, you'll be okay. We'll sort you out. So just use any of those platforms that we said. So I'll put okay, I'll put the link for that for those details too in the chat, so you can see that, right? Okay, do we have any other question? Okay, so if we don't have any other question, so just to let us know, just to reiterate again, fear is part of trading. Now, I mean, fear is part of life, right? It's natural. Oh, sorry, I was bumped out just now. So even when the fear is there, just focus on your process, and you'll actually be okay at the end of the day. Right, you'll be okay at the end of the day. So I think we'll just call it a day here now, and then we'll post the recording. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Jerry, right? Jerry?
Yes, please.
Okay, sorry, I actually have a question.
Okay.
This is my first time of joining this meeting.
Right.
Okay,
You're welcome, sir.
And I must say that you are really a good teacher, because I joined about maybe like 10 minutes past 8.
Yes, sir.
I really enjoyed the class anyway. So my question is, the program you said that will be starting on the 28th, if I'm not wrong, is it for the beginner? Is it for beginner to pro or something?
Yes, it
I don't
covers,
know, because I'm just starting.
Yes, it's a full-fledged course. It goes from the very beginning to the advanced. So it goes through all the process. And it also covers for those who are busy, who have their own 9 to 5. So it shows you how you can trade part-time as well. So, and it shows you how you can trade if you want to trade full-time. So it takes you from the very beginning, from Forex basics and all the way to the top. So there's a webinar. I'll link the webinar when I post this on the link now. I'll post the link for that webinar so that you can see the full webinar that we did on that. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. So you've sent the link. Okay, I'll search for the link for the payment so that I can make my own payment and then
You're
to be
welcome.
part of the program.
Yes, wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Do we have any other questions?
The question has to do with
Okay, so we'll call it a day. Do have a wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, trade process. When you're trading, just go process thinking, not results thinking. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.